Hello guys, I'm here with my new C++ series. On my channel you will see my a lot of videos about C++ tutorials. I'm starting C++ because the C++ is a widely used language for the large scale projects and is useful in the programming field, in the coding field. You should use it because the language specification is so much important for the software engineers and for the computer science field, because every time you are going to build the projects, you are going to make the projects, you should know the language specification, because the C++ is used for the large scale projects, not for the small scale projects. If you will use it for the small scale projects, it will take a lot of time, it will take a lot of energy, and it will be costful, because you have to pay to engage the programs, the code is. So let's start. The C++ is my roadmap to this slides. These slides I have a roadmap. So C++ versus C++ versus Java, reference versus pointer, C++ classes. A quick look at the STL. I will not make this video complex. I will go short and short. I will go fast. I will move on fast, because we have to move on to the practical work. C++ versus C. The C++ is a low level language, which are you want to make your code efficient. You want to make your program as efficient, as fast. So you should go for this effective C++ second edition. It's written by Scott Myers. He highlighted so many things in it. He used so many methods, mechanisms, which you will find is something interesting in it. Here is the object-oriented genealogy. May you some of not listen these names in your life if you are a beginner. Then if you know sometime you hear these names: Java, JavaScript, Ruby, Python, C++, C. So these are the high-level languages. Here we started with the C. The C programming. C is the general purpose programming language, procedural imperative language. It was developed in the 1972 by Dennis Ritchie in the labs for the Unix operating system. Is a very low level language and very widely used to build the operating system, and very close to the hardware as well. We don't have a concern with that. We just want to move on to the next. So that was the C program. There's a C program. I hope you will understand it if you learn it before. If you don't, so don't worry. Lots of videos are coming on C++. The C is the most same language, just minor changes. C don't support the object-oriented programming language, and the C++ is supported by the object-oriented language, which is so good. To have C++ is object-oriented programming language. So the processor directive, there's the same case with the C++, is include files, studio.h. So a lot of libraries we will use in the future to build our programs in the compiler. So this is a function to print something on the screen. So indicate the correct statement. The termination of the program starts from here. The return 0. It returns 0, then it terminates the function. It's the main function. So it's a main function we have to use in our programming language. We can. So what is C++? C++ was built a better C, and you can see a better C, and with the plus and plus and dishes, a better C come to us. So it was built by Bjarne Stroustrup. The programming, object-oriented programming, and programming in the large namespaces, exception, generic programming, and the reusability. So a large classes, template lab tips you can use. So if you are a beginner, you will not understand what is this these lines. If you are expert, versus Java. hello world in Java. Look at that. Hello world in Java. This is totally built in the classes. Java is a totally object-oriented programming language. The C and C++ is not a totally object-oriented programming, but C++ supported by object-oriented programming language. So hello world in C. Look at that. It's int main function, no object-oriented. So no, it's only a entry point main function. Also namespaces, you have to use the standard namespace cout to handle. So we will learn it in the future. These are all the libraries, a C++ statement to comment in the program. So cout to print something on the screen. So these are the operators. To operator overloading is the most important topic if you want to develop the games in C++. And so you could complete it by hand together, that, or you could use makefile to manage dependencies. And these are the difficult lines, not understandable easily for the beginners. That's example screenshot in a Mac operating system. So so C++ features as C with classes. C was not with classes because classes as structures are used to make the objects, but it's a good concept of classes in C++. And delete operators to manage the memory well, to make object, to delete object by its own choice. C++ 2.0, a local class is protected members, multiple inheritance. C++ 3.0 template accepting and a lot of error handling has been introduced in the C++ to make easy things easy. The namespace is so in 1998 C++ edition. No exception, catch, throw, try, declarations, bools, clauses, and a lot of functions that we will learn in the future. We will cover these topics. These are so much interesting topics. These are so references versus pointers. So this is the more complex if you're a beginner. So I don't want to make hesitate you. You don't have to worry about it. If these are the part of the memory in computer system, so we will learn about it in the future. And so these are the pointers in C++. A lot of things, manipulating dynamically allocated objects, new returns, and object pointers. The variable must range over a set of objects. Don't have concerns. We don't have to concern about these classes. I just want to give the a concept. What is C++? How is useful? It is so useful to develop the games for the large scale projects, for the operating system, for the robotics programming, machine programming. C++ still it is not widely used for the robotics, but it is still at number one. If you will see it in the rankings, it is still as number one. C++, we don't have to concern about it. We will learn it in the future about it. So I'm saying learn in the future again and again. So I will operating overloading is so much important topics are a quick look at STL. So data structures are libraries are provided by the C++ organization, and so we can store data in it, we can store temporarily data in it, algorithms, adapters, function objects or iterators. And so smart pointers are the so much important topic. Is if you ever use the pointers, so to create the objects, to delete the objects, the smart pointers are very handy at this stage with the new and delete concept. So template STL, template specialization, and a lot of generic programming in it. Namespaces, RTTI. So I hope you you understand something. If you have any question, comment me below. So okay, goodbye for this.